You say you were dating successfully when you were living with your parents. How? Did you always go back to hers? Yeah. Good question. Rarely I did bring women back to my parents' house. It was more so girls I was dating for a little bit longer. I was lucky enough that they were okay with that. So it depends on your parents as a person. That said, I would say like if you're over age, and especially if you're like over 21 or something, and you're living at your family's house and you are paying, then you have the right, in my mind, to bring anyone home. Obviously, you don't be gross about it, and you're not like banging at the top of your lungs, screaming, okay? But like, if you are paying rent and you are a grown adult, then it is also your place. And I think you have to have the conversation of like, hey, listen, I'm going to be going out dating. I'd like to bring potentially a woman home. Obviously, I'll be respectful and I'll let you know. But yeah, and have that conversation. Otherwise, yeah, I often went back to women's places. Just because I also lived like I was 30 minutes outside of Boston. So when I would drive into the city, it was much easier usually if a girl lived in Boston to stay there, at least at that time, than to take her all the way back home. And then on the rare occasions, I wouldn't necessarily say it for the first time, but if it's tough for a while to meet up, you eventually can rent a room or something, especially if like both of you are signaling that you want something to happen and she can't do it because of her roommates or her parents that one time. That I think is an option. It's obviously money and I wouldn't do it right off the bat to somebody most of the time. But if like later on she's like, yeah, my roommates are there and they don't want this right now, but I really want to hang out with you, sometimes you invest a little bit like that. That's how I'd handle it.